Hello everyone, welcome to Carlosnikov Gaming, and in today's episode we have an Airsoft loadout video. More specifically, my British Army loadout or British soldier loadout. But before that...
Disclaimer!
I am not currently, nor have I ever been, part of the British Armed Forces. Also, this loadout is not intended to be a realistic example of how the British Armed Forces equip themselves during combat. Instead, this loadout is an inspired look based on that of the British Army, using the same or similar kit and gear. So then, with that out of the way, we can get straight into what this loadout is all about. The overall look of this loadout is a British Army soldier. The reason for this is I've always been interested in the British Armed Forces, and I've got a little bit of a soft spot for the SA-80 family of rifle. So then, the camo that I'm using is MTP, or Multi-Terrain Pattern, and I've got trousers and UBACs, which I believe stands for Under Body Armour Combat Shirt, but don't quote me on that. MTP has been used by the British Armed Forces for several years now, and it is a camouflage that is supposed to work in pretty much all environments, similar to American multicam. The helmet that I'm using is a Mark 6 Kevlar helmet. This helmet was used by the British Army for a very long time. In fact, my helmet in particular was made in the late 1980s. However, my helmet has been modified slightly by putting padding on the inside for additional comfort. British Armed Forces are now moving on to the Mark 7 style of helmet. However, as this cannot be sold or bought legally yet, I've decided the Mark 6 will do. The helmet comes in extremely useful to protect my head when it's getting shot or just when I'm an idiot and whack it against things, and also it's somewhere for me to put my head cam. The eye pro that I use is a pair of Daisy Airsoft glasses. I like these glasses, they are low profile and they come with a variety of tints. I usually use the yellow tint as it helps targets in dark conditions stand out a little bit better. However, it also comes with a clear, a light smoke and a dark smoke tint. Also on my head I wear a Coolio headset, but we'll get more onto that when we go over the radio a little bit later. I don't usually wear face protection, however if it's a little bit cold or I'm doing a lot of CQB, I'll use this scarf as it gives me a little bit of protection over my face. Moving down then to my vest, which is an Osprey Mark IV. This is a vest that I believe is still in use by the British Armed Forces as an armoured plate carrier. On the front I have an admin pouch where I can put my patches, and it can also hold one pistol magazine. Next to that I have a combat pistol holster, and along my front I've got 4 double magazine pouches. The SA-80 that I use takes M4 style magazines, of which I can carry 8. On the left side I've got 2 additional magazines for my pistol and my radio pouch. The radio pouch is made by Viper, and my headset leads to it on the inside of the vest and clips in at the bottom there. I then have a longer antenna which goes up the back of the vest through the molly loops. Attached to my left shoulder is the push to talk button, which is oversized, which makes it nice and handy for me to be able to get to it quickly. On the right side of the vest I have 2 smoke grenade pouches, and then round on the back at the bottom I've got a water pouch, a first aid pouch which I usually use to hold all of my ammo, another magazine pouch which instead holds my grenades, and up the back I have 2 larger pouches for if I need to take anything extra. And then tucked in and at the front underneath one of the cummerbunds is my knife. The gloves I wear are a set of Oakley replicas in tan. For my knee protection I wear Viper Pro knee pads. I like the Vipers better than the Black Hawk knee pads actually used by the British Army, as the straps are a lot easier to work with and fit my legs a lot better so that they don't slide around when I run. And lastly, on my feet I've got a set of Viper boots. I like these as they're nice and lightweight, and the zips on the side make it extremely easy to get them on and off. And like all good loadouts, it has the gun to match. So my primary weapon then is the ICS L85A2. The L85 has been used by the British Army since the 1980s, and the thing I like about the ICS version is that it strips down similar to the real weapon, and also it has a variable spring setting, which means I can get to the exact FPS level that I'm looking for. The rifle is a bullpup design, which gives me the added benefit of having a longer barrel but then again a shorter rifle. This makes it both very good for CQB, as the rifle itself is not too long to use indoors. However, the long inner barrel that it's got makes it very good at longer ranges. Starting from the front of the rifle we've got a replica Surefire flash hider, behind which is the Daniel defense rail. The rifle usually comes with the olive green polymer handguard, which has got no rail attachments, so the Daniel defense rail is ideal if you want to put extra things on your rifle. For example, I mount my 2 cameras, the ShotTrack HD, which I use as a zoom camera, and my reverse camera. I also use a grip ob, which gives me extra control over the front of the rifle. Moving backwards we get to the sight, which is an Elcan Spectre dual roll replica. The Elcan Spectre is the sight that is being brought over to most of the British Army rifles to replace the slightly aging SUSAT sight. While I prefer the overall look of the SUSAT, I generally prefer the Elcan as it's got a much better reticle. The SUSAT tends to obscure targets at longer ranges, whereas the LCAN has got a smaller reticle, making it a lot easier to see your targets when aiming down sights. Also, the LCAN has the ability to change between 4 and 1 times magnification, and it also has a red dot sight on top for use in CQB. Lastly then is my sidearm, which is the WE G17 Gen 4. We all know what this pistol looks like, but none of us are allowed to say what it is. However, it is the pistol that is currently in use by the British Army, and while I've not had it long, this pistol has already helped me out on a lot of occasions. Overall then, I really like this loadout. It can be a bit bulky and a little bit heavy at times, however I find it's all worth it in the end. And seeing as a lot of the stuff is in use by the British Army anyway, I know that it's pretty much never going to break on me. So that is it for this Airsoft loadout video. Click that like button if you have enjoyed, and also that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. But until the next episode, goodbye!